Love that.
Hey, what's up, internet?
So I'm finally 8 months on T, and it's so strange to look at my first video. I was so small. I'm a lot hairier than I used to be, so my legs were real hairy. One thing that's gotten much worse since I have been on my T is my acne. So you guys can't really tell right now. Everyone will think it's gross.
Fucking do it. Come on. It's part of tea. It's part of life.
If you don't get acne when you're on T, it's not working. So, you know, most people don't get it that bad, but I got it pretty bad.
And then your ass is eating your pants. Pull out your wedgie.
You have to experiment with a lot of body washes, a lot of acne solutions. One thing that really helped me was something called Panoxyl. You can get it at Walmart. It's like $10.
The little peepees.
So you guys probably can tell my voice has dropped a lot. I used to have the squeakiest little mouse voice. I should be getting a higher dose on my shots soon. Instead of I take 1 ml once every 2 weeks. So I'm gonna give myself a shot every Wednesday. My acne will probably get 10 times worse, but like I said, I use the Panoxyl. I use it twice a day. It'll kind of make your face a little bit dry sometimes, but it works. I 10 out of 10 recommend. I never really seem to talk about what goes on with taking hormones and how it affects your mental health. I've heard a lot of people that take testosterone, they have a lot of anger problems, they have a lot of outbursts, they don't really know how to control their emotions. When I was a lot younger and I was going through my first puberty,
I have to go poo-poo.
like I was saying, your mental health can really be affected by testosterone, whether you take it as a gel form, whether you take it as a shot or a patch. But with the shots kind of make it so that it's a little bit of an unstable process. Get a lot of testosterone in your body when you first give yourself your shot, obviously, but slowly as the week goes on or the 2 weeks goes on, your levels kind of drop, and when they're really high, that's what makes the breakouts happen. That's what makes the anger outbursts happen. On my end, as far as I've noticed, my mentality is different. My mental health, not really. I don't really have a problem with my anger, but I definitely do have a shorter fuse. There are a lot of things that I used to just, stand back and I would let people walk all over me. I would, I would have a very hard time saying no. I wanted to make everyone happy and say yes, 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 but in the long run, I was not happy. So, now that I've transitioned, I have made it a point to make, the first year or two of my transition really about me. Your transition is your own journey. It's your own personal story, and it's a lot to go through. And these past 8 months they've been the best and worst of my life, but I'm not as emotional as I used to be. There are definitely days that I'll have my days for sure where I'm insanely emotional, where I just can't seem to really get a handle on, the way I feel. One thing I really love about where I am right now with my T is I'm starting to get facial hair, and I've had facial hair for a little bit, but for the first few months it was kind of just peach fuzz. But now I'm starting to get it on my chin. The hair on my upper lip is It's starting to get a lot thicker. So Colby's going to go get his nails done. He's talking and I'm trying to vlog, man. Either bird shit on my car or somebody put mustard all over it because I don't know what the fuck this is. One thing I do recommend if you want to start tea is that understand that it's gonna be a really lengthy process and it might not be super easy with your friends and family at first. For example, when I first came out about a year and a half ago, I had 4 very close friends, and one of them was my best friend, and she actually stopped being my friend, you know, just because I came out as transgender, and not many people were very surprised when I came out. A lot of people saw it coming, and you just kind of have to be prepared for people just to not understand at first. It's up to you to educate them, you know. You can't expect people to just, you know, understand who we are just because, you know, we're human. You know, we have to explain who we are. We have to let others understand so they don't judge us. When I came out to my family, they didn't really understand at first. They thought that it was just a phase. They thought, you know, I was gonna grow out of it, and I came out when I was 18 years old, so I did that on purpose because I wanted my family to take me serious. I didn't want people to say that it was a phase. You know, I wanted to be taken as seriously as, oh fuck. I wanted to be taken serious, you know, like an adult. It took a lot of understanding on both sides because I'm adopted and I'm my parents' only child. I was their only daughter for, you know, 18 years, and that can be quite unnerving when you just go into the kitchen one day and say, you know, hey, mom and dad, your daughter's not your daughter anymore. You know, I'm your son. That's hard. And you kind of have to understand that your family needs that space to understand, because if you just keep badgering them about it and trying to, you know, shove information down their throat, they're not gonna wanna, you know, they're not going to want to understand. You kind of just have to take a step back and reevaluate what you want for your transition. You know, you can't let what your parents say affect you. You know, you have to respect what they want, but of course, at the end of the day, your body is yours, and, you know, your thoughts are yours, not your parents. You know, we're not our parents for a reason. Before I started my tea, I was very, very insecure. I did not enjoy going out in public. I did not, I didn't have any confidence when I talked to girls. I had a hard time keeping my friends, and I didn't really understand why. And I've really looked at my life since I have started my shots. A lot of my family members didn't think that starting tea would really help my dysphoria. They thought, you know, you're just pretending, you know, you're just putting on, you know, a mask. You know, this isn't who you are. I'll put some photos up for you guys in a minute, but before I started tea too, I was small. You know, like I said before, I was very small. I had a hard time gaining weight. I had a pancreatic enzyme deficiency, so when let's say Colby and I ate the same plate of food, you know, he would absorb 80% of the protein and nutrients. I would only absorb 10%. So it was very difficult for me to gain weight before I started my tea. Now, I'm a lot bigger now. You know, you guys can you've been able to see it for a while now, especially if you follow me on Instagram. But, you know, I'm so thankful that I have the friends and the family that I have that have been, you know, with me since day one. You know, it's been really hard. you just, sometimes you have to find your chosen family. And I have so many people in my corner, and I would not be where I am today if I did not have, you know, each and every one of my friends supporting me, if I didn't have each and every one of my family members supporting me. You know, I have love, you know, that outpours from everywhere. And, you know, I can't forget the biggest one, it's God. Because there have been a lot of times where I thought that, you know, God didn't love me, God doesn't love me because of who I am, God doesn't love me because I like girls, you know, God doesn't like me because I'm transgender, you know, he hates me. And it was hard. My family's super religious, but so am I. You know, I believe in God, you know, I go to church when my family can go to church, you know. It's not like I don't believe. I know God loves me. I know God loves all transgender people. I know God loves all gay people. It doesn't matter who you are. You know, we're all human beings. And, you know, if you're really struggling right now with your friends, with your family, with your support system, with God, you know, just pray. Like, I'm telling you, just pray. So I'm going to cut it right here. Subscribe down to my channel. I'm going to put my socials down in the description below too. But I'm going to make another video in about 2 weeks, okay? So keep staying tuned, keep watching my stuff. And if you guys have any sort of video requests, just DM me. Or, yeah.